How you guys doing? In this video, I'm going to be sharing the 3 components that I use to become a Division I athlete and interlacing these components with my exact story. So whenever you want to become something or accomplish anything, it all starts with your mindset, right? And whether you call this your irrational optimism or extreme confidence in yourself or a burning desire to do something, regardless of whatever you call it, it's all a matter of knowing what you want to do and then doing the hard, smart, and consistent work to make it happen. But how do you instill such a mindset that you've decided that you want to become something and then you work every day towards it? Well, there are a number of different ways you could do this. You could write it down on a post-it note, stick it up on your mirror, and every day when you're brushing your teeth, you'll see your goal and be reminded that you should be working towards that. You could promise a loved one that you will become a Division I athlete with a scholarship, or you'll start a business in order to make more money for your family. You could tell your friends, you could tell strangers, you could tell your teachers, you could tell whoever. You could even write it down in a journal and read that same line every single day, saying, I'm gonna become a D1 athlete, I'm gonna accomplish X and Y and whatever. It's all about constantly reminding yourself of the goal that you've set and why you are working towards it every single day. And here's the reality, you're going to experience pushback and criticism from your family, from your friends, from maybe even from strangers, people you don't even know, right? But it's all about how you deal with this criticism. You don't work towards something and accomplish something just so that you can then throw it back in their face and say, hey, look, I told you so, I did this and you said I couldn't do it, but I did it. That's just there's a weak way of handling things. It shows that you are a subject or subordinate to their approval, right? Instead, you work towards something, you make it happen, and you're proud of yourself with humility, and then you forget that anyone even doubted you. You just accomplish it and it's done, and that's it, right? And in that way, people actually come to respect you more as a person because you go out and do things not with the intent to prove other people wrong or to gain approval, but you just do it because you love to do it or you wanted to do it, right? So when someone inevitably criticizes you or pushes you back for working towards something that you're passionate about, just shrug it off. Like, just do the work daily and make it happen and forget that anyone ever doubted you. And so this reminds me back in middle school when my friends and I were saying, oh, we're gonna go D1 in this sport and that sport. And I began to echo the same desires. And yet no one believed in me. No one believed that I actually would do it because I had no results to show for it. But here's when the second component comes in. This second component is a weekly plan. And the incredible actor Denzel Washington once said something along the lines of this: a dream without goals is just a dream and it will only fuel disappointment. But I'm gonna tweak that a bit and say a dream without a plan is only a dream and will only fuel disappointment. Because if you have no plan for your dream, you're never gonna know what you have to do when you have to do it. So what this means is you need a weekly training plan. And this will detail on every day what you're going to do. So on Mondays, I'm gonna condition. And then on Tuesday, I'm gonna do sports-specific practice. And on Wednesdays, I'm gonna do general mobility and stability to keep my body healthy, or rehab. And then on Mondays, I'm gonna lift. And I also will do that on Wednesdays and Fridays. So I'm lifting 3 days a week. And then on Monday, I know that I have to do hang cleans and squats. On Tuesday, I'm gonna bench press and do snatches, and so on. So you should research weekly training plans online because they're free. I created my own back in high school and I followed it. And you don't have to pay for this unless you want the convenience of a coach telling you what to do. But if you can't afford that, then go ahead and find something for free online because it's out there. And then work a recovery day into that plan. So on maybe some days, you'll do active recovery, which means moving your body around in different ways to promote blood flow into the areas that you use a lot, or putting heat directly onto those areas, or icing the areas that are in pain, whatever. Then consider that doing some version of this every single day so that you can optimize your body for recovery and ultimately push harder every single week to continue to grow faster than your competitors are. So the crux of this second component, a weekly plan, is detailing every single thing you're going to do every single day and every single week, right? Because if you know what you need to do, then it's easy to execute. So I'm 20 years old now, but I still have records from back when I was 16 years old detailing how I was training every day, how I was eating with my diet, and what kind of recovery I was doing. And this gave me a data set of things that worked, things that didn't work, my progress over time, and it allowed me to track things and then ultimately show coaches, hey, this is how I'm growing, and it's more attractive to coaches to see that you have someone who's so passionate about what they're doing and working so hard to ensure that they continue to grow and compete on the next level. And I think that will substantially increase your chances of getting recruited. Still, both your mindset and your plan mean absolutely nothing if you can't conquer this last component. And this last component is simply the discipline to execute. And what this means is if you can't actually do what you have to do every single day in order to train and grow to become a Division I athlete, to get recruited or to walk onto a team, then you're never going to become a D1 athlete. It's as simple as that. So discipline is simply the habit of doing what you have to do when you have to do it, regardless of how you feel, whether you're tired or you just don't feel like doing it. So it'd be great to sit around and scroll TikTok or watch shows or movies or go hang out with people or go drink or smoke or party, whatever. But if you want to become an incredible athlete, you can't skip an hour of training or recovery. And I'm not saying train through an injury or overwork yourself, but if you can physically do something, then go ahead and do it because you have to in order to continue to grow. Now, if you skip what you have to do when you have to do it, time will pass by and you'll have no results to show for, which will only result in embarrassment among the people that you told you'd become a Division I athlete but never did, and more importantly, the disappointment in yourself that you're not working towards your true potential. But here's the deal. If you have all three components, if you have the mindset, if you have the weekly plan, and you are disciplined to execute upon that plan every single day of every single week, chances are you're going to become a Division I athlete, whether you walk onto a team or you get recruited out of high school. And this is exactly what I did. I developed a mindset at 16 years old that I was going to become a D1 athlete. I created a weekly plan detailing what I was going to do every single day, and I did it with discipline. And this allowed me to get recruited by D1 and D3 schools, and I even got a full ride to a D1 school, but still decided that I would go somewhere else for academics and then walk on to a D1 program once I got there. And the cool thing about this all is that you can do the same thing.